All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and I hope that you are someplace warm and away from this snowy weather that we're having. Joe Russo here, the Vice Principal supporting Day eLearning for the Toronto Catholic District School Board. We are having another student support session here, a chance for me to introduce myself and also allow you to put a face to a name. And at the same time, I just wanted to provide a quick overview of the program startup and give you some suggestions on how to set yourself up in terms of taking an online course and make some suggestions, but also open up the chat area and provide you with an opportunity to ask questions and be able to just reach out and let me know how I can support you today and going forward. So I am just going to share my screen. All right. All right. So first and foremost, I mention this website that was recently made available. And the website is located at bit.ly bit.ly/TCDSB eLearn. And so I actually wanted to put up one more thing. So I'm just going to do that. Just going into my Google Drive here for a minute. And what I want to do is I want to provide you with a Google Doc. Should you not be able to access the chat area in YouTube because you are required to log in with a Google account, then you can access the Google Doc using the URL here that's being displayed. And that's it. So then you can populate yourself into or a question into the Google Doc, and then I will consult with the doc as well as the chat area and try to provide any kind of assistance possible. All right. So I am going to go back to the website. So again, this website is going to be designed in purpose to share information and resources. So here's our landing page and some videos shared by D2L, the provider of our e-learning site, as well as information related to our program. That's Day eLearning and Continuing Education eClass as well. And so you can take some time to review each of the pages. There's information here as well for parents, different programs. And I'm going to point out before we go any further that you should know that Technology-Enabled Learning Ontario is a branch of the Ministry of Education that basically supports e-learning and provides support around using the virtual learning environment, which is known as Brightspace by D2L. And this is the way the ministry refers to our e-learning website, the virtual learning environment. And that's where we're going to go to right now. Okay, so we are going to log in, but for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to log in using the non-TCDSB button because I need to access a teacher account, and this is a very small login page right now. Okay, not sure why, but let me reset the page. There we go. All right, so here we are on the landing page, also known as the home page. And so I'm logged in as a teacher, and so as a teacher, you may see a couple more tiles here along the navigation bar, like self-registration than a student would. But let's just take a minute to highlight some new things that have been shared in this home page. First and foremost, there's a student toolkit. So if you were to click on the student toolkit, you have access to all these different tools and a shortcut to these different tools. Okay. So for example, if you wanted to have a look at what software is available that's being sponsored by the Ministry of Education in Ontario, you can click on OSUPAC titles and that'll take you into the OSUPAC service, or rather website, and then you can search for those digital tools that have student take-home rights, and then you'll be aware of what's available to you that you may need as you are learning in school. There's also a teacher toolkit for teachers, and there's D2L live support. So if I actually go into D2L live support, it'll take you directly to D2L's website, and it provides you with quite a few opportunities to get that support that you need. Notice that they've organized top questions for students. Should you want to view all, you can do that. If you want to type in a question here in the Find Answers Faster field. And then it also shares with you information like the live chat option, as well as email and giving them a call. Okay, so you would contact D2L if you have any issues other than passwords, right? So if you're having a problem interacting with the content, if you're having problems accessing the e-learning site via the content, or if you feel like your page is not loading, your pages are not loading properly within your course, then you're going to want to reach out and see if they can help you understand what is the problem in terms of interfering with your e-learning experience. Okay. And should they find that there's something on my end that I need to adjust or fix, then I can do that as well, but they'll let me know. So I'm going to go back to our homepage, and I'm going to let you know that similar to your course, the announcements area is where I'll be sharing a lot of information. Information like reminders, information like when your exam is happening for grade 12 university level courses, but also any other information that is going to impact on your e-learning experience will be shared here under announcements. So next, you're going to want to find your course. And so what you're going to do is either have a look here on the right-hand side, sort of the 1/3 of the homepage here on the right side, and there's a widget there. You can't really see any kind of box around it, but it's called My Courses. And that's where you're going to find, a whole bunch of courses that you may be enrolled in. And the reason why you're going to see a whole bunch is because courses are generated through automation to match, a teacher's timetable. So there may be courses there that you're not even going to be using. But if you want to find the course that is your e-learning course, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you find a course that includes the title, or part of the title includes day 1718 Sem 2. And so in case you're unable to find that just by looking at these titles, what you do is you go up to the top middle sort of the page, and there's a 3x3 grid. So you can select the grid, and then once you're there, if you don't have a lot of courses, then you won't have a search field. But if you had a lot of courses, you can actually search amongst your courses in your course list. And so if you want to find your current active day e-learning course, then you would scan your list of courses, and your day e-learning course, although I don't have one listed, your day e-learning course would have included in the title day 1718 Sem 2, all one word, day 1718 Sem 2, similar to this one here, except you would see 1718 Sem 2. Okay. And then the next thing I want you to do is locate the student orientation course. But I think I titled it this year as the Learning Online, On-Demand Learning Online Student Module. Okay, once you find those two courses, you can pin them up if they're not pinned already. That way they appear at the top of your course list, and it's easy for you to find. So for the sake of the demonstration here, I'm going to go into a sandbox course so I can poke around and try different things in order to show you how to best start your e-learning experience. Okay, so I selected a course and I'm going into the course right now. And what you see in front of you is basically the default template that every course would have in terms of design and layout. And so you have the news or announcements area right underneath the title. Then you've got a whole bunch of really nice tiles or icons. And so these are shortcuts to a whole bunch of different operations and functions within your course. And then here on the right-hand side, I've got Content Browser, which gives me a shortcut into accessing the content of the course. Now, your teacher may move things around and lay things out a little bit differently, but once you locate these items, they all look the same. So you can't really, change what they look like. You can change the layout of a course and the organization of it, but the content and icons and so on and so forth are very similar. So I know there are a lot of icons here, but I'm just going to take a minute to highlight those that you're going to commonly use. Number one, you're going to review your announcements as they're shared. Your teacher may choose to use the activity feed instead of announcements. And that is, again, those are two tools to highlight how your teacher will communicate and how you can communicate with your teacher as well. Especially with the activity feed, you have the ability to respond to whatever it is your teacher's posted. Next, we'll go up here in the navigation bar and just highlight content. Obviously, that'll take you into content. There's a link to discussions. There's a link to assignments. And those assignments, or that link there, is where you're going to go and upload your work and share it with your teacher. Just a quick mention that once your work is submitted, once a file is uploaded, you'll actually receive a confirmation email letting you know that your submission has been received and successfully uploaded to your assignments folder. And quizzes as well, should your teacher be using quizzes. And most importantly, I'm going to highlight class list, because class lists, or this class list icon, is going to take you right to your class list. And talk about, a very quick way to figure out how to contact your teacher. Just click on class list. And then after you click on class list, you're going to see on your screen displayed your class, your students, your classmates, and your teacher. And so if you want to contact your teacher, just identify by role who your teacher is. So under role, it has teacher listed here. So that means that this person here is the teacher. So in order to actually send them an email, all you have to do is click on the name. And as soon as you click on the name, a new window pops up and allows you to compose a message and send an email directly to your teacher. Okay, there's nothing here because I clicked on myself, but if you were to click on your teacher as yourself, then the teacher's email would be populated in the to area, and then you'd be able to send them a message. So talk about starting your course successfully. You definitely want to log in. You want to find your course. You want to find the orientation course, and you want to be able to go into your course, contact your teacher and say, hello, miss, hello, sir. I'm just taking the opportunity to introduce myself and letting you know that I logged in, I found our course, and I'm ready to go. Doing that is definitely setting you up for success, because I found year over year in supporting this program that one of the challenges with students and with teachers is that, the communication piece. And so you want to make sure that you know that communicating frequently and communication in general is easy within the online space, okay, within your online course. Similar to when you're in your face-to-face class, okay, you go in daily, you say hello, and you start your course. Well, same thing here. You log in every day and you check in, see what's happening, see what was shared. If you need that feedback, if you want to ask a question, you email your teacher, you contact them, all within your online course, okay? So in case you didn't know, with your account, you also have an email generated or associated with your online e-learning account, okay? As goes with teachers. So when you're contacting each other within your course, everything stays within the course. Okay, so we're not asking you to use any other external emails or have your teachers do so. Everything is housed within the e-learning course. Okay, I'm just going to segue quickly into highlighting that attendance is taken in e-learning just like it is in day school. So you have to log in regularly. You have to log in daily. Okay, should you choose not to log in, you will be marked absent. Okay, and your teachers are looking at their class list and they're basically reviewing when you last accessed the course because they're taking attendance just like they would in day school. Okay, and I believe that's it in terms of accessing your course, emailing your teacher, and just letting you know some of the general tools that you'll be using. Okay, and what I'll do now is I'll go back to the home page. And I'm just going to pause and have a look if there are any questions. Okay, there's no questions. I mean, we only got a few people watching, and that's because I'm trying to create the awareness that these opportunities exist for us to meet online. And I sent a whole bunch of emails out today to about 300 plus students and to their email address. And hopefully, eventually it'll catch up to them as we will have additional sessions. And there is another session that's being hosted on Monday. So I'm going to go back to our course and I'm going to explore in greater depth the functionality within a course. Okay. So I'm going to go to the Learning Online Student Orientation module. And everyone taking a day e-learning course has been enrolled in this course. So you should find it under your class list or your course list that's available. Okay. So I'm just going to click on the link. And I'm going to head over to the content. So you'll notice right away that this wonderful module is basically available to you on demand as you need it. And so if you want to review how to use the assignments tool, then you click on assignments. And what do I need? What tools do I need to learn more about? So in terms of the assignments tool, there's a video here that was created and shared by D2L. You can watch that to give you some feedback right away in terms of how to use and leverage the assignments tool. Let's just quickly have a scan. Okay. So click on ways to demonstrate your learning. So there's written products, visual products, multimedia products, interactive products. I mean, this resource is a wonderful resource that was created by Technology Enabled Learning Ontario. So they are the leaders in Ontario around e-learning. So they definitely have been reflecting and thinking about how better to help students prepare to take an online course. And that's this resource is an example of you being able to work at your own pace through all of these activities and pieces of advice that they've given students that are taking online courses. So please have a review of each of these tools that are available. So I'm just going to go back. And I forgot to highlight that they actually start off with a quiz to get a sense of where you're at as an online learner. There's also the messages tool, ePortfolio quiz tool, discussions, online tools. So they've gone to great depths to help you understand how to be preparing to be the best online student that you can be, or at least be aware of how you can get there, right? And again, I'm not going to go through things in detail because that's what the module is for you to review at your own pace. What I will do though now is I will highlight that, you know, just some general advice. So taking an online course, and what I'll do is I will stop sharing my screen and I will go back to being the focus of attention here. Okay, so what I will do though is I will give you some advice. So picture this. You have an e-learning teacher that is trying to work with anywhere from 20 to 30 students. And so, I mean, think about how they're trying to organize everyone. And so the whole idea here in terms of advice is that you have to stay organized. You have to contact your teacher, or at least be aware of what they've shared day in and day out. It's not that your teacher is going to post something, you log in on the Monday, and then you check in next Monday. That's not how it works. You go to class every day in a face-to-face environment, in a physical environment. With e-learning, it's the exact same thing. Please do not think that there is this illusion of you having free time because you're not physically in front of a teacher or in a classroom. So please think about that. And so in terms of piece of advice, again, log in frequently, check in with your teacher, be aware of submission due dates, be aware of those opportunities where you can get the feedback before you submit your final version, or final draft of whatever it is that you're submitting. Be aware of any dates when quizzes are happening, so that if you need to ask for clarification or if you need to ask a question, you don't do things last minute. Because on teachers that are teaching online, they're not online 24/7. That's not how it works. And so if you need specific support, and as you need the support, you have to send them an email and give them some notice and allow them to have some sort of opportunity and timeline to respond. If something's due on Friday and you email Thursday night, that doesn't count. Like, that's, unless you've worked it out with your teacher that you will be submitting, a first draft of something, or you'll be emailing them a question or some kind of comment that you'd like feedback on in time to submit the work on Friday, and it's been received and acknowledged that the teacher will be able to work within that timeline, then you're okay. But you can't just assume that they're there all the time and that you can ask a question and it'll be answered immediately, because that's an illusion. You don't expect, even though the platform, even though the e-learning website is available 24/7, it doesn't mean that your teacher is available 24/7. So I'm really, really making sure that you understand here that no matter how well organized your teacher is, and no matter how clear they are and frequent they are with their communication, you still need, as a student, to make that conscious effort to organize yourselves, to be aware of the timeline behind your participation, behind asking for help, behind giving the teacher time to provide you with that feedback and support, and then ultimately making sure that you are submitting your work and completing tasks on time. Okay, so I'm going to take a pause here for a minute. I'm going to look at the chat area, see if there's any questions. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Perfect. So the other piece of advice I want to give you is, if you ever have any kind of service interruption, like you can't log in, whether it be your password or what have you, you can always contact me and give me that information and that feedback, because there could be an issue with the e-learning site. And that would be joe.russo@tcdsb.org. And then I'll investigate that, because sometimes things in the background do happen, and sometimes the e-learning site does go down. I mean, in a year, maybe it's gone down twice, but it won't interrupt what it is that you're doing. And should it, just like you would in day school, you would send a message or try to contact your teacher, well, you can contact me, and then I can contact your teacher if you can't do it through your e-learning course. Okay. I think that's it for now. I mean, if there are any other questions, or if you need any further support, don't hesitate to contact me. Otherwise, again, log in, make sure you can log in, and make sure that you're able to find your course. Make sure that you review the online learning student module / orientation course, and help set yourself up for a successful e-learning experience. And look for the program updates. Visit bit.ly/TCDSB eLearn, all lowercase. And that site will have program updates as well, in terms of also sharing when YouTube live sessions are happening. I'll probably host a couple more, and then we'll get into closer to midterm if students want to connect and ask questions. And then closer to the end of our program, again, I'll probably host some sessions so that you have a chance to connect with me and ask any questions you might have, make any comments, and just provide general feedback. All those opportunities are available to you because we want to support staff and students as they participate in this mode of education, which is pretty awesome. All right. And with that, I say goodbye. And if you're driving, be careful, drive safely, and take care, and good luck in your courses. Bye for now.